Hey guys, today we're going to talk about pulling comps and find the true value of a property. So as you guys know, if you guys are working with a buyer and they want to put in an offer on the property, the first thing we have to do is figure out, is that house actually worth what is listing? So in order to do that, we have to figure out the true value by pulling houses that sold that are like that subject property in that same area. So let's go over a step-by-step process on how to do that. Okay, so we're going to use this 13201 Luxbury Loop as our subject property. This is the property that we're going to be pulling comps for and seeing if this 328 is worth it or not. So the first step is going to be, obviously, you're going to be showing the property. So you're going to want to look at the pictures and be at the property so you know what's the differences and what makes this property unique. So you see it's a really nice property, clean, simple, basic little home. Some good features. Really nice outdoor pool area with water view. Make a note of that. Nice, well maintained, good looking property. Good. So once we kind of figure out what's our property, what makes it good, now we have to find other properties in that area similar to this property. So I like to look at 4 key points, and one, probably the most important, is going to be location. I like to say in the same subdivision. I don't like to go outside the subdivision really, because generally houses that are in the same subdivision are going to look pretty much the same, be built by the same builder, built around the same time, and they pretty much have the same features. If we can't find a house within the subdivision, any comparable homes, then we're going to look in the same zip code within a mile or two. Anything further out, it starts making your job a lot harder with the adjustments. Size of the house is going to be very important. I like to have a range of 400 square feet, 200 above and 200 below the subject property square feet. I like to have the same bedroom and bathroom count as our subject property. So if our subject property has 3 bedrooms, we're going to look for properties with only 3 bedrooms. Similar age is very important as well. So if we're looking for comps on a newer built home, let's only look for newer built homes as comparables. Same thing applies if it's older home. And then time of sale, I can look within last 30 days, and then I'll start pushing it back if I need more comps. So let's put in our parameters in the MLS. So first things first, legal subdivision. It's good. We got 3 matches. That means we're in the right area, one of them being our subject property. Total bedrooms, 3, 2, and since our subject property has a square feet of 1750, we're going to make our job easier, 15 to 1900 square feet. We get 2 matches, which is good. One of them are subject property. Now we just add what's actually sold. So within the last 30 days, no properties have sold that match our property. The last 60 days, nothing, as you can tell down here. Last 180 days, we got 1. So, all right, so let's look at this one. All right, so this is the comp. First step to do is look at the pictures and see what it's all about. As you can see, pretty much the exact same house. So when you're looking at these pictures, you want to analyze a couple of key factors. So we already finished up one, subject analyze the subject property. We're already done step 2, find comparables. And then step 3, analyze the comparables. And when we're analyzing, we want to look for some key features. The exterior, the aesthetics as far as beauty, exterior and interior condition / maintenance, make sure it looks good, clean, location within the neighborhood, flooring, what type of flooring does it have, wood, carpet, kitchen, is the kitchen updated, kitchen countertops, is it Formica, is it granite, master bathroom, same thing, countertops throughout the house, and then key features such as a pool, outdoor kitchen, waterfront, water view, etc. So we want to analyze this comparable property, and then we're also, what I like to do is make a simple T-chart. What makes this property better? I like to indicate that with a plus sign. What makes this property worse? Indicate that with a minus sign. All right. So straight off the bat, the first thing that comes off is the key features. This property does have waterfront. It's the same does our subject property, but this property does not have a pool. So that's a big feature, and you're going to see that a lot in Florida. So what makes this property worse is the fact that it does not have a pool, okay? Pool. Now we have to assign a value of that pool, okay? Generally, pools are going to be $15,000 to $20,000 in value. Obviously, the bigger the pool, the more grander the pool, the more expensive it's going to be. So for this instance, I'm going to use $20,000 as a value from the pool. And the way I come up with those values, how much would it cost for a new pool to be put in minus the depreciation of the pool of it being used. Generally, that pool with the guard and everything is going to cost about $20,000. So what makes this property worse? It doesn't have a pool. That's worth $20,000. Let's see what else they got here. And we're looking for glaring differences. See, this property has waterfront. The other property has waterfront as well. There might be little differences in the view, but there's not a big difference to where we have to make an adjustment. Exterior conditions about the same, both really well kept up. Interior is about the same, pretty basic. Carpet, flooring, normal kitchen, normal countertops within the kitchen, not granite, just like the other property. Carpet within the master bedrooms. Master bathroom, pretty basic, just like the subject property. Other bathrooms, pretty basic as well. Nothing that really makes a glaring difference. So if it does not make a glaring difference, we're not going to make adjustments. Everything else is pretty simple, pretty basic. The biggest difference is that our subject property has the pool. So with that, we had to make an adjustment to our property. So since this comparable property sold for $285, we need to add the $20,000 for the pool to come up with our new adjusted value, 305. So this pretty much means if this property had a pool, it would have sold for 305. If this exact same property had a pool, it would have sold for 305.
Floor call line 3, floor call line 3.
So once we have the newly adjusted value, we have to compute that into the newly adjusted dollar per square foot. So to do that, we divide this new number through 5 by the heated square feet. So we get a newly adjusted dollar per square foot. Now we take this number and we put that into our subject properties heated square feet, which are subject properties 1758. And we get 300, 500 value. Subject property value. So essentially, if we're just looking at this one comp, there's one sale within the neighborhood, comparing it, our subject property is worth 300 and 500, 300,500. So looking at this, you know what I mean, our list price is 328. We're coming up with a value of $300,000. There's a big difference there, okay? Big enough difference that either a lot of times we're not gonna get the deal done, or something we need more evidence on that value. So also, if we look at our comparable property, it was listed at $300,000, but it sold for $15,000 less, meaning the seller could have been a distressed seller and needed to sell the property. Okay, so when this happens, this is kind of a red flag. This is not conducive to the market. Usually things are selling pretty close to asking price. So with this, when you're getting red flags, the only thing to do is just find another comp. So we go back to our criteria and we start adjusting the date range. I'm gonna go a whole year back and see what we get. So we get this new property over here, listed at 303, sold in 1 day, and sold for $3,000 higher at $172 per square foot. So let's look and see if there are any differences. Pretty much the exterior is the exact same as our subject property. Good clean condition, as we know. Interior has carpet, the exact same. Bathroom standard, the exact same as our subject property. Same. Everything looks exactly the same. Kitchen's very standard, kind of outdated. The same. Master bathroom looks pretty much the same. Everything's pretty much the same. It even has a pool, so that's good. It has a pool, nice pool as well, but it's not on the water view, okay? And generally, water view has a premium of about $5,000 to $10,000 on, ponds and small bodies of water. So I would say the comparison to our property is probably a $7,000 adjustment. So as you can see, the properties are pretty much the exact same, just this one is not on the water. So we have to make a adjustment for that. this property and the same thing. What makes this property better? What makes this property worse? They're pretty much the exact same property, but this property does not have waterfront. Okay. So waterfront, $7,000. So meaning we need to adjust this new comp to reflect it having a $7,000 waterfront lot. So as we see, the property sold for $306. Just like we did for the pool over here, we're gonna add that water view. Giving us a value three. Newly adjusted price. And in the same step, we have to convert that into the newly adjusted dollar per square foot. So now we divide by this property's heated square feet, 1770. Giving us 176.83. Newly adjusted dollar per square foot. Now we have to compute this into our subject property, which was 1758. Which gives us a value of 310,000. Three 310,000 subject property value. All right, so as you see, we are starting to come up with a different bit of a story. We got $300,000 one, we got 310 and another one. We have a couple of steps we could do. We could either find another comp, 3 comps, or we could take the average of these two. But for example's sake, we're just going to find one more and just repeat this process. We get this one, pretty much the exact same. As you see, it was list 305, 294, same style. Let's do a quick comparison. After a while, you start to get good at it. You kind of know what you're looking for. So exterior looks pretty much the same condition. Interior has wood, which is good. Might be a little bit better wood when it's cheaper wood like that, or vinyl wood. It might be it's buyer's choice or preference. So some buyers might like this vinyl wood throughout. Some buyers might like carpet throughout. So it's not that big of a difference. We might not make an adjustment for it. And if we did make an adjustment, it'd be very small. As you can see, this property doesn't have that many pictures. 2 does not have a pool or waterfront. Okay, so it's big adjustments we have to make on this property. So let's see what we come up with. Comp number 3. So again, what makes this property better? Plus sign. What makes this property worse? Minus. So this property straight off the bat does not have a pool. We're going to use the same numbers as last. We're going to use the same numbers, 20,000 and $7,000 for waterfront. Does not have a pool and it's not waterfront. Also, all right, this property also has a new AC as well, so that's good. So the only real adjustments is this property does not have the pool and waterfront. Okay, so we need to add this value to this sold price. So this property sold for $294. 294 sold price. Now we need to add 27,000 to it. Giving us a value of 321. $321 newly adjusted value. And then as we did last time, we had to then compute that into a dollar per square foot. So now we will divide by 1784, which is this property's square feet. Divided by 1784, giving us dollar per square foot of 179.93. 179.93 newly adjusted dollar per foot. And then again, we get this number and we put this into our subject property. So our subject property is 1758. Giving us a value of giving us a value of 316,000. 16,000 subject property value. Okay, so now we have 3 different comps, 3 different stories, 3 different values. Okay, but we have enough data now to start giving us an average. So since now we have one's 316, one's 310, and one's 300, I would take this and create an average of all these. So we can either do it, we would add all 3 subject property values together and divide by 3, or you can even add all adjusted dollar per square foots together, divide by 3, and then add that as well. We'll do both of them and see what we come up with. So I'm going to quickly do this. There, 316 plus 310 plus 300 goes 926 divided by 3. So the average sale price will equal to 308. And then if we get and that's by just taking the average sale price. So if we do the average dollar per square foot, 179.93 plus 176.83 plus 170.9 divided by 3, we get an average dollar per square foot, 175.88. And then, like we always do, times that by our subject properties square feet. Giving us a slightly higher price at 309,200. So that's what we would come up with if we're taking averages. Also, there's another strategy would be to take out the low. Since this one is a lot lower, we might take this one out and help our averages out, and then kind of go from there. Obviously, this is not an exact science. You guys play with the numbers, see what's right, see what your gut feeling is. It's not an exact science. It is an opinion. But this is a great way to put the numbers behind it, and it's a great way to start showing your clients how you actually came up with these numbers. So I hope this little overview helped you guys and kind of explaining how we come up with these values. And obviously, over time, you're gonna get better at it. It's gonna make a lot more sense. This is a little bit of a easy example. We only did one adjustment. Sometimes you're gonna have several adjustments, but it gets easier over time. You'll get really good at it, and it's gonna be pretty quick. Thanks, guys.